Hi, my name is Safi, and you're listening to Professional Rambler Podcast. This is episode 6, where I'm going to talk about the problems with Chicago from a Chicago native. I've been here for about 10 years, so I think that makes me a native for the most part. So, I'm going to talk about, the problems with Chicago, the political scene, the coons in office, everything Chicago. So, I'm going to talk about that. And a lot of the, infrastructure that goes on in Chicago. So amazing. So I'm going to before I start, I'm going to talk about my highs and lows for the week. So, yesterday was my first day. Yesterday, August 8th, was my first day on my Adderall medication. So, this is me on Adderall, I guess. So, I don't know if it's any difference on sound or podcasting or anything. So, I'm excited. So, my lows for the week would probably be the fact that I'm packing for college. Because when this episode comes out, it'll be Wednesday and I'm leaving Friday. So it's gonna be really hard to fit in the time to edit this podcast. But I'm excited. So I'm packing. My room's a mess. I'm trying to clean there's a lot going on. So just the whole process of packing and and the amount of errands I have to run this week and do my hair. So I'm trying. So anyway, let's come for what you came to this podcast for. My first problem with Chicago is this is more of a newly Chicago thing. And the problem where it all begins is Mayor Lightfoot. She was elected in April of 2019, and she's done so much harm. And we had Rahm Emanuel, which did so much harm, but if he was a different type of harm, but so she just messed everything up. And we all voted for her because of identity politics, and I didn't vote, but I couldn't vote. Thinking she's gonna be good. She's a black girl woman. She got the real pressures on her. Yeah, but she just ends up working for the police. She's just a coon working in the police. With the police. So fuck her. This is a Mayor Lightfoot hate podcast. I fucking don't like her. Until she does something better for us, for the people of Chicago, do better, bitch. And she's the definition of why identity politics isn't a thing. And she taught me something very important, that fuck identity politics. She taught me, you can't allow identity politics to determine who you vote for, and you just have to determine what their policy is. I didn't read a lot about her policies. I was just she got me because she's a black queer woman. She got 3 oppressed group in her. She's got to know some shit, but she's been a disaster to the black community and everything. I don't like this woman. I don't like her. And so yeah, that's my problem with her. So I'm gonna talk about her in this whole COVID pandemic thing. So I'm gonna start in the beginning. So on March, when COVID starts to become more serious, she was for Chicago Public Schools, she told us basically, keep going to school, fuck you. She was continue to go to school. She didn't want to close school because we already lost a month of school because of the teacher strike. So she was we can't miss any more days. So she was willing to put our health over because I know there's something the school district gets paid for how many students enters a day. So she was willing to put kids' health for pay. Mental illness. So, but our governor, let's give him a round of applause. J.B. Pritzker, I love this man. Was shut down the school, shut it down. This is not cool. These kids are in danger. So, we stopped going to school. He was only a month. A month passed, and I think it was only 3 weeks. 3 weeks passed. Actually extended for a month. No school to May. Then they just shut it down all the way. They were we got protected. If it was up to Mayor Lightfoot, she would have made us keep going to school because she didn't care. Her daughter literally goes to a private school, so she doesn't care about the people who having to take a bus, a public transportation, the COVID hotspot every day. So, and then when everyone was locked down for 3 months, it was going cool. before like the protesters protesting quarantine. So everyone was like having fun, whatever. Everyone was like, we got quarantine for the safety of the people because that's what we're supposed to do. So I learned this after. She was policing black and brown communities, mainly on the south side, and like basically around the north side. And then I went over to my sister's apartment over in the north side, and then I think this was around like May-ish. Like these Lincoln Park restaurants in Chicago were literally opening up, and like the bars were like you can like dine in, eat your food, get your restaurant food, eat good. I'm like, hold up, this is not happening on the south side of Chicago. What's going on? And so I was like, and my sister was like, yeah, it's been going on for like, they do not give a fuck. And like, Lori doesn't care. But like, I remember I saw this on the Chicago Tribune story. So Lori and like some police officers were patrolling the streets of the south side. And then like, they try to act like it was a good thing, like them just saying, go inside, we have been in a pandemic. But these boys were just playing basketball in the park. It was like 5 of them just like getting some like physical activity because like we need that from being on your ass all day. So they were just playing basketball in the park, and she was like, we're in a pandemic. And I think she like arrested them or like was just like reprimanding them. I was just like, bro, why? I'm like, these kids are just playing basketball. It's like 5 of them, and they're probably all living in the same house. So what is your reason? So it's just the way she over-polices black and brown neighborhoods more than she police. She lives in Logan Park, Chicago. I don't know, I just thought I should say that. But, the fact that she just feels like she could over-police black and brown neighborhoods. Shit is mental illness. And she also looks real, like my sister, my 6-year-old sister, 7-year-old sister. It's like, she looks like she's ashy. Like, her hair looks like it's not been combed. It looks like mine when I just wake up. Like, her skin looks ashy. Oh my god. This is Mayor Lightfoot, hate account. That's my Twitter from now on. And now it's, my podcast gonna be like, I don't like this bitch. I really do not like her. I don't like her because she's not done anything for us. Like, she's not done anything for the LGBT community. She's not done anything for the black community. And I don't even know what she's doing. I don't even know about the women community. I said women community. Like, there's a community for women. But, like, and like, let's not talk about all this protest about racial injustice in Chicago. So, the protest going on the north side, like, there's billion police. The police don't do anything. Majority white people, by the way. But on the south side, where, like, the gun violence, police brutality is happening, like, the Laquan McDonald shooting literally happened, like, 5 blocks from my school. And, like, I'm just like, so it just hits, I'm just like, what the fuck? So, it's like, and then the amount, like, when Trump is also talking about, like, the protests in Chicago, they all talk about the south side. But, like, the people on the south side are literally protesting so peacefully. But yet, they use, like, so much force against the black, because my sister went to both protests on the north side and the south side, and like they use so much force on the south side and people are not doing anything. They're just like protesting peacefully to not be shot. And what did they do? Get tear gassed. What the hell? I'm just like, and then when everyone was protesting against get Chicago Police Department out of CPS schools because that makes kids feel unsafe. You know what she did? Everyone was like, defund them, put that money into art program, put it into sport in action now. Sports are to get way too much money. Put it into some like art programs because the art department in my school, it's like the floor is crooked, like the materials they use is like used like at least like 5+ years. I'm just like, you give the money to the art department, give the money to other departments that you guys are not funding because you want to save your little police department. And like the amount of money that Lori Lightfoot continues to like give to the Chicago Police Department for doing nothing. Like these people are absolutely not doing anything, and it gets on my freaking nerves because it doesn't make sense. Because like I'm just like, ooh, child! Like police officers literally have a law protected against them that like Like in the Parkland shooting, this police officer basically ran away from the gunman because he was scared that he's. But I'm like, isn't that your job though? So you just put further to justify like to everyone that like, bro, police officers just under are just like KKK members undercover. Basically, that's what it seems to be. It seems to be just a KKK members undercover because like you don't have to be trained in mental into the escalate mental health situations. You don't have to like you're barely trained for anything. You're only really trained on gun safety, and they don't even use it right. Like I'm just like, what child? What? So I'm just like. Okay, I have a proposition for police officers and what we should do with them since with their children. So since police officers feel like they're children and they run away when they're scared or like shoot when they're scared, when kids act out of outrage, we put them in timeout and we take away something they love so preciously. So for police officers, we take away their guns, give them toy guns, and send them to timeouts. And until you learn how to not be scared and do your job and protect and serve the community, you can go back. Because you guys are, so I'm calling a timeout. Timeout for police officers because you guys are doing too much and I'm not a fan of it. So change your behavior. Cut it out. Cut the shit out. So, police officers are now going to be in timeout until further notice. Court is adjourned. It gets on my nerves because I'm just, and then the amount of like police officers make over $60,000, and that's even like low-key the bare minimum for doing nothing. I'm like, honestly, watch me become a police officer if nothing works out. If being a journalist doesn't work out, watch me become a police officer. Just sit there, eat coffee, get a beer belly, and I'm a cop now. I ain't done this all day, every day, because I do not have to de-escalate any type of situation, and I get paid mad money. Firefighters who literally risk their life by going into burning buildings are paid like $40K. I'm like, but cops are paid like way higher. Like a chief firefighter gets paid like $70K. And that's like, to be a chief officer, that's a lot. So I'm just like, a firefighter so I'm just like, I think it should be the other way around. Police officers should deserve minimum wage because they're literally serial killers just murdering people and getting paid to murder people. To murder black and brown bodies. Make it make sense. Because I'm just like, ooh, child. So, and then today, I saw this morning on Twitter, was like, people at Montrose Beach where like there was like a whole crowd. I'm like, that's so wrong. Why are you having a whole crowd on the beach on a pandemic? And then she's gonna be like, let me read exactly what she said. Let me read this shit. She said, it's called a pandemic, people. This reckless behavior on Montrose Beach will cause us to shut down the parks and lakefront. Don't make us take a step back. I'm like, well, this is you taking a step. I'm like, why would you open up a beach in the middle of a pandemic? Like, you opened it up so people would go. So why did you? So if you don't want people to go, why did you open it up? It's open so people can go. If it was closed, then people won't go. But like, you opened it up back up because you're a capitalistic bitch who wants some money for these. I want to add my like little 2 cents. So, it is a race thing because when it's both wrong either way. But when a huge party happened out the west in Chicago, like she was like, y'all are gonna get arrested for throwing a party in the middle of a pandemic. But, like, this is not the first time a group of white people, like, in just, like, with more than 100 people in the crowd has done this. And all she's just like, we're going to have to close it back again. But I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up. But, yeah, you're arresting the black and brown people for throwing a party. Both are wrong, by the way. But, like, how are you going to arrest one group of people? Like, it's hard to not see that it's a race thing. Like, there's obviously a race difference. And she's like... I'm like, she's trying to protect her spot as mayor next year, but like, you're really just fucking up, and you're really just go fuck yourself. Can you do that, Mayor Lightfoot? Let's get back, because Chicago's like Rahm Emanuel, our mayor before that, was basically he sold the only thing that basically made Chicago money venture. Because Chicago's known for like the public transport. He sold like basically the company over to Venture, a private company, and like who won't take that deal? The amount of money like people in Chicago spend on the public transportation, like I use it every day for school on my Venture card. So like, and like people who are paying like actual like the full price, the amount of money they're making, Venture is making, they're making bang. But so and Chicago sold it because they offer like a couple million. But like, you know how they could have Venture has doubled the price that they're making. Like Venture is like making a lot, and I'm just like, y'all are stupid. Y'all are straight up stupid. So I quoted that tweet and said, I don't agree with the people at Montrose, but Lori, shut the fuck up. Maybe you should have opened it up since it's a fucking pandemic. Then I added, also she didn't do shit to white people. If those were black people, she would have sent the whole police force over there, like how she policed black and brown neighborhoods, especially in March. Remember that, Lower Lightfoot? Keep the same energy, because like I think a couple weeks ago, there was a huge party out west of Chicago, and like I'm pretty sure I think she did send police over there to like anyone that like face was in the picture. She basically sent police over there to basically arrest them. But I'm like, in this Montrose Beach where like majority of them were all white people, she literally just went there patrolling with the photographer and took pictures, and then just went on Twitter saying, oh my god, this is some atrocious behavior, I'm gonna close down the beach again. I'm just like, what, child? I'm like, sis, what the fuck? So I'm just like, keep the same energy. Like, the party out west was majority black and brown people. So I'm just like, how? And this is not the first time white people have thrown a party on the beach or like in a public ass place. She does not do anything. Like, she's a whole, and this is a major factor in a lot of, like, Chicago has a lot of like black people in higher force. In the police department high up, because me and my dad were talking about it, like, but they're all fucking coons, because they're all trying to like, I'm like, who are you really trying to suck up to? Yeah, basically to white citizens, because I'm like, you're the boss, but they're trying to like make sure they get voted again in the next election. So they're like, fuck black people. I'm trying to suck up to these I'm trying to suck up to them, to these white folks, so they can vote for me. But so it just comes to another thing of like, does the black vote not matter? But that could be my voting episode. But like, does the black vote not matter? Because the amount of coons we have like, you would think we have a lot of black people in the police department, but yet why are more black people getting more incorrectly getting like, why are more black people going into prison for crimes they didn't do, even when we have like, so I'm just like, you guys have no power. Either you're coons, or two, you have no power, because you can't do anything. Because I'll try to remember to put it in the description of this episode, but like, I looked up, Chicago Tribune has a list of all the like black people in the police department, like all the ones are high up there, like the lieutenants and stuff. But like, how come we've never heard of you? Because you guys have not done shit for the community. And now let's talk about the the problems with Chicago, just like the neighborhood in Chicago, the problem with them. And like, I don't go over to, I don't ride the Green Line. I went over the Green Line. The Green Line is more of like, I don't want to say it, but it's more of like the ghetto, unless it's starting to get gentrified. And I guess that doesn't mean ghetto. The whole concept of ghetto and gentrification fucks me up, because they're trying to appeal it. Because like, so now there's a, like, what's going on with the Green Line? And the amount of like hipster white people I saw. Because like and like when you see the houses, like the apartments, it's like has like that vintage like rough-in vibe. I'm just like my sister got this sublet apartment for like a month, and like this apartment looks dingy. Like she only paid like $500, but the apartment is like $3,000 a month. It's like regular $3,000 a month. It looked like the walls were kind of peeling out, but that gives you like the vintage aesthetic of like. It gave you the vintage aesthetic, basically, of just saying, like, oh my god. So, and that's what, because at that point, you're not paying for the fucking apartment. The kitchen was the only thing, like, modern about it. You're paying for the fucking neighborhood. And the neighborhood was the majority of the white people. As soon as they get over to the south side, where it's majority black and brown people, that's when, like, you can have it for, like, $700. Like, Hyde Park got gentrified. It got gentrified. Hyde Park, near you, Chicago, where all that, like, hipster college students is got gentrified so much. I'm just like, now, like, the people who actually lived in Hyde Park all their lives can't even freaking move to Hyde Park because the prices, like, skyrocketed. And you're like, how am I supposed to afford this with my job? And, like, because it used to be, like, a majority, like, black neighborhood, and like everyone was just vibing, but like they just start kicking people out. They're like, if you can't pay, you gotta leave, sis, you gotta leave. So they would jack it up so much, kick up other people, allow it to be like student housing, allow it to be cool, allow the little people to do their little. I'm just like, oh yeah, and I was also talking about the like problem, like the streets on the south side are so bad. Like, the only reason my street is, like, decent and not, like, there's not a lot of potholes is because there's a metro. And metro takes you all the way to, like, downtown and takes you to the suburbs. And they want to look so appealing to the suburbans. I'm like, so that's the only reason. And, like, down the street, like, they literally don't plow the snow. They only, like, plow one side of the street. Just so it looks like, oh, my God, we care about our Chicagoans. But really, they don't give a fuck. So that's the main reason why they actually care about my neighborhood, because of the metro. And like, I'm just like, but like, if you literally like stop like right at my block and go over to the next block, the amount of potholes that's there, like there's like this one hole in the grass. Like my brother like almost sprained his feet in it because like we're just walking on the grass, and like if your leg goes in on accident, you could sprain your finger. And like it's by a school, and no one, and still not bothered to be fixed till this day. So I'm just like, could never happen to the Northside schools. I'm just like, it's just a lot of the unfairness. Like Chicago just has a lot of unfairness that's happening within the city, and everyone's just like, well, it's the South Side, so no one cares. And like when the looting happened, my neighborhood got looted. My neighborhood is like majority black owned. Like there's like 2 Chinese stores, so it's like they looted like every store. And like in Northside, they did not loot it. Like she basically, Lori Lifer basically like set like a little ribbon band and was like, you can't go past like Wicker Park or something like that. And that's after Wicker Park is like the rest of like Chicago basically. I'm just like. So I'm like, and those are the businesses, because like they got like fine ass malls over on the north side, dude. I'm like, but I'm so happy they looted the entire of Michigan. Michigan is like where the fancy people, the tourists are. Like Nike is, all the designer brands have their own store on Michigan Avenue. So I'm just like, they go, but like I went to then after the looting, I went to downtown like 2 weeks later, and look, nothing happened. I'm pretty sure like Timberland was the only one that still had the wood still up, but like every other store, I was like, didn't downtown get? So I was just like, but like over on the south side, businesses are still recovering from. So that's why I was unfair for people to loot the south side, because they're not gonna fix it. So if the business owner can pay to fix it, your business is gone forever. But like over on the north side, like this $1 million corporations are just, they can just like throw away $1 million to fix the building that got looted. So I'm just like, woo, child. So I'm just like, what? And y'all are crazy. Like y'all like damn, with them all lost your fucking mind, because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, people scare me. And I just don't know. I don't. Just like a lot of like the gentrification that happens, a lot of like the potholes that no one is fixing. The green line, like if you get off at like Pulaski off the green line, not the orange line, the green line. There's a lot of potholes, and like the stores are like ran down. Like the aldermen are not doing anything. They're like the potholes are just there. So if your car gets stuck, it's stuck. You find your own way to fix it. But like over in the north side, like everything looks so nice. The buses run smoothly, but like also another thing, like with the buses on the south side, if you missed one bus, you're going to run a mile to go go reach the second. So that's what I mean when I'm lazy. So if I miss one bus, I'll just wait my 20 minutes on the next one. So, but like I've seen like I've been on like one bus and like I've seen this dude like he just sprinted like a whole mile to get. So it's just like, but on the north side, the bus stops are literally after every block. So if you miss one, you can probably just like you sprint or jog to go make the second one. So there's just a lot of freaking injustices that happen over in Chicago, and I don't like it, and it pisses me off. And like people love to bring up Chicago's black on black crime rate. I'm like, anyone living in poverty would like. I'm just like would result to violence or like to ways that's not illegal. Like people are like, but black people are killing themselves. I'm like, if white people are around white people, they're killing themselves. Like if in the proximity you're in, if white people are around white people, like who else are they gonna kill? Like in African countries, it's all black people. So that's a black on black crime in that technicality way. I'm just like, so what was your reason? What was the reason? So I'm just like, if people are just around their group of people, there will be crime. Crime happens anyway. Like I'm just like, so black and black crime is a myth. Just have to debunk that, because I'm like, if you're around any group of people for that long, there is going to be freaking crime. I'm just like, so what was your reason? You just tried to freaking just say black people are violent, so like whatever. Like people like with them violence or like crime, like if people are poor, they're going to do what they gotta do to make some money. They're going to that's just how life works. Like people like there's this one petition going around of this dude who stole something for $9 worth, and he's serving life in prison for it. But I want to make a whole nother episode on stealing culture, shoplifting culture. But like, black people and brown people are being criminalized for stealing. But yeah, white people are shoplifting because it's cool. Like the show Trinket, which is the show Trinkets. People are like, oh, I see black people recommending it to me. I'm like, oh, child, I'm not watching that, because I'm like, how can you watch something of a group of white people? I did not know shoplifting anonymous was a thing. So I'm like, that was a thing, and you guys are sending little black boys to prison, little black girls to prison. Oh, I'm just like, they send them to shoplifting anonymous. If that's a thing, why is prison the only resort for black youth? But I'm gonna expand more on that in another episode. And my favorite part. Segregation in Chicago. Chicago is one of the most segregated cities. Chicago, not Illinois. I don't care about Illinois. Chicago. So, like, when I first came to America, the neighborhood I lived in was mostly Nigerian. Like, with Chicago, all black people don't live together. Like, your culture of black people live together. Like, Nigerians, like, own, like, Broadway. Is that what it is? Like, I don't even know. There's a lot. So, like, Nigerians own, like, Broadway or something like that. I don't know. I haven't been to that side of Somalis have a part. Ethiopians have a part. I'm slow. I'm having, like, a really slow moment. But, like, Mexicans have, like, Hispanic, like, oh, I don't want to be rude or anything, but, like, every, like, culture of in Chicago has their own little part of the city. Like, you don't come, like, especially Little Village. Just kidding. But, like, Little Village has so much culture to offer. And every, like, I'm not saying segregation is good. But, like Chinatown, like, Chicago has so much culture and so much diversity to offer. Like, it's just like, oh my God. But I'll talk about this in another episode. Like, how, like, every culture has something. But, like, there's really no Nigerian food places. There's only one. It's called Iyanze. It's called Iyanze if you guys want to try it. It's spelled Iyanze. If you want to try it, just put it out there. Just putting the word out there. So if you want, so just like that's the only. I've never personally been there, but like I know people say their food is good, but not as good as my mother. But it's just like a lot of like there's a lot of shit that go. There's a lot of culture, but then with people being happy and their own. Segregation happens and gentrification is starting to happen to like those communities of like people showing off people being proud of their ethnic background and like try to make some money out of it. There comes the gentrifications, the business owners, the people who just want to make money, capitalize over people's culture. There comes them basically kicking them out, kicking the like kicking like your like family off, like kicking your culture off, building some nice buildings. Then try to like, I think Chinatown is already like, I think they're already starting to do that also. But like, basically, you build some nice buildings, and then like you put like fake culture shit, and just like I say, your neighborhood is ethnic, so that's why people move to Chinatown. I'm just like, child, how are you? I'm like, you're a disgrace to him. So the gentrification, the segregation that happens, and yeah. And I talked about this earlier about like how Northside and Downtown gets funding for repairs, funding for schools, way more than Southside schools. Like my elementary school, like the school was shit. Like they barely got funding at all, and like the little funding they did, it wasn't that good. Like they'll put it into the multicultural room. I'm just like, y'all ain't got nothing better to spend your money on. I'm just like, woo, child. So I think that's all I have for my episode. If you want to check me out, it's my email. My email is professionalramblerpodcast@gmail.com, and my Instagram is professionalrambler. Say hi. Let's finish this discussion. If you have anything you want to say, if you have like any rebuttals or anything, and that's it. And my next episode is gonna be recorded in my college dorm, all by myself. So that's gonna be super exciting. Probably gonna be messy. Like my room is messy right now. It's probably gonna be messy when I'm recording that next one. So yeah, I see you guys in my dorm. Bye bye Chicago. Hi Iowa. Hopefully you're nice to me. Be nice to me and I'll be nice to you. And bye Chicago. You be missed somewhat.